Hello, I'm bassoonist Michael Burns from michaelburnsbassoon.com. Today I'd like to talk about what I'm calling the 3 Gs. The note G on the bassoon, we're going to be looking at playing 3 octaves. And to go from the lowest octave that we play to the middle octave, we incorporate the wonderful bassoon technique of half-holing. And I want to demonstrate a little bit how I approach that. Then to go from the middle octave to the top octave, what I'm going to show is that actually we don't need to make any changes in our left hand and even in the way that we use our embouchure and our voicing and air, but really just move our right hand. So first of all, just a little review. The note G, of course, on the bassoon is fingered in the left hand 1, 2, 3, and then the right hand 1, 2, 3 with the whisper key, and that will be the low G. When we're moving from that low G up the octave for the half hole, the way I achieve that is to pivot this first finger, and I'm really thinking of pivoting from this knuckle back here, and it does this motion. Now one way that you can think of it is if your finger was to come straight into the bassoon, it's actually already in a half hole, and that you pivot upwards, and that allows room to make this motion. In addition, I like to add the E flat key, also known as the resonance key, on the G for intonation and timbre. So to go from the lower octave, the lowest octave, up to the middle octave then, I really focus on that first finger, get it to float up by itself when the half hole is the correct size, and then add the resonance key. That will be action number 1. Now I'm deliberately making the pinky addition come later so that you can also hear the difference in pitch and in timbre with and without the E flat resonance key. So again, it's really focusing on this motion of the first finger. Now to go from this middle G up the octave, all I have to do is I maintain the left hand, including the full pinky and the half hole, and I go from fingering 1, 2, 3 to 1, 4. But what I'm not going to do is make any adjustments in my embouchure and my air, and it should again float up the octave. Now, both the middle and the higher G are rather notorious for tending to be sharp on the instrument. So what I would like to propose is that you start on the lowest octave, only open the half hole and add the resonance key, but keep your voicing as if you're still playing the lower octave, and then go from your right hand 1, 2, 3 to 1, 4 up to the third octave. And what almost always happens when I do this, or when I have a student do this, is you actually produce a high G that is flat. This is a very sharp tending note. Let me demonstrate. When I demonstrate this with a student and have them do this action, especially if they've been tending to play their high Gs sharp, which is common, then I point out to them they were able to play the high G2 sharp, they were able to play the high G2 flat, therefore hopefully they'll learn to split the difference and find where the correct intonation should be for that note. So there is a little bit of adjustment that we need to make with what I would think of as voicing, which I'll cover in another video. But really, if you do this technique, it really reinforces the similarities between these 3 octaves of Gs and what we need to do with the half hole, but also that if we keep our voicing essentially for the lowest of the Gs, then we can keep the pitch down on those 2 subsequent higher ones, as opposed to always playing sharp on those notes. There is a brief introduction to the 3 Gs on the bassoon. Thank you.